Hi everyone, welcome to our Dragon Age Keep Twitch stream, our Friday FAQs. My name is Renata, for those of you who don't know me. Hi, I'm an associate producer on the Keep. I'm also frequently the voice of the Dragon Age Keep on Twitter, so if you tweet at us, it's usually me you're talking to. And I'm joined by two very special guests here today with us. I will let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Justin. I'm a developer on the Dragon Age Keep. You guys may have seen me on Twitter. Also, Renata is usually the disembodied voice on the Twitch stream, so you may know her from that.
Oh, hey, I was on here last time.
Oh,
you
or before.
Weren't here, so.
Yeah, I was deathly ill.
Yep.
And
yes.
I'm Brian. I am the QA lead for the Keep.
All right. Yes. Welcome. Our topic of discussion today is feedback, and how we look at what all you lovely people tell us and what you want, your likes, your dislikes. But before we get to that, I just want to let you all know, those of you who are not in the Keep yet, we are still in the process of sending out a lot more beta invites, like thousands of them. So do not despair if you signed up for the Keep and you haven't got an invite yet, or you haven't got a code. There is more to come, trust me. Definitely lots more to come. So please do not lose hope. We don't want you to lose hope. We love you. We promise.
just not as much as the people who are in.
Oh, Justin, that is uncalled for. Uncalled for.
They deserve it.
No, they don't. And just as a reminder, because we're going to have a ton of new people coming into the Keep and also the forum, just want to give you a quick reminder about forum etiquette and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of newbies around, so if you veteran keepers out there see someone that has a problem or a question that you know the answer to, please absolutely feel free to step in and answer them. It makes our job so much easier.
Well, it makes Renata's job easier.
Yes, it does.
Royal we.
Yes, I'm including all of us in this. Yeah, and so it allows us to sort of free up a little bit of our time instead of moderating the forum all the time. But yeah, no, it's a huge help to us if you step in and help answer questions or help out a fellow keeper. We have that thread going right now. Yeah, so just please remember to, be nice, be respectful, be helpful. Just, pretend that we all live in a hippie commune or something and everything's all good and things are fine, people are nice. Just be nice to one another. Thank you. Now, after that PSA, I know that you guys are all very interested as to when we're going to open beta, which is something we are not announcing a solid date yet.
Suckers,
it's coming.
So.
It's coming. I'm leading in. Come on, man.
How's that for PR speak?
Do not become a PR person, Justin. Yeah, so the Keep is going to be open for all in about a few weeks, so rest assured you will definitely have plenty of time before Inquisition comes out to perfect your world states and all of that good stuff, so don't worry. Even if you somehow don't end up with an invite, or you missed the cutoff for beta signups, or you didn't get a code, you will be able to access the Keep pretty shortly. In the meantime, yeah.
If we could ask the disembodied voice of Fernando, are we saying how many of the applicants are going to get in?
Yeah, all of them.
All of them, yes. They are confirmed on the Twitch.
Open our doors.
Before we go open beta, everyone who signed up for the beta but didn't get into this point is going to be in before we let everyone else in. Before all the filthy masses are in.
All the masses.
The people we love the most are going to be in.
No, this is a democracy, not a Justinocracy. Okay.
You can only get the terrible Justin.
You can only, yes.
No, we can't confirm that. Brian's speaking out of turn.
Oh, yeah. Brian.
This is what happens when you QA out of the box.
Basically. Yes, so those of you who are coming into the Keep or are brand new to the Keep have noticed that we're having some syncing issues. You may have seen our messaging around that syncing is down. Or, you may have said, oh no, why are my DAO accomplishments and wardens and not showing up in the keep. Well, Justin, if you would be so kind as to remind everyone what we're doing with syncing while it's down for maintenance.
Syncing is disabled. So that means syncing doesn't work. That means if you try to sync, it won't sync. That means if you tried to get data from Dragon Age Origins using a syncing process, the syncing process is turned off, so nothing will come. If you're looking at your DAO heroes and you're wondering why your wardens aren't syncing, it's because syncing is disabled. Dragon Age 2 heroes, if you were a previous keeper, you may have weaseled some in there, but the rest of you don't panic. If your heroes are missing, that's on purpose. Syncing is disabled while we try to fix it from the back end without worrying about crazy stuff showing up on the production site. So if your warden's not showing up, syncing is disabled. Syncing is stopping the wardens from showing up on the website. If you're wondering where your wardens are, they're not broken, syncing is disabled. And you can see that on the top of the Keep site where it says syncing is disabled. There was an email that went out about syncing being disabled. On the Twitter, if you ever forget and you're wondering if syncing is disabled, Renata, quite frankly, says several times a day that syncing is disabled. So if you're curious about that, you can check that syncing is disabled.
Yes.
Justin, is syncing disabled?
Yes, actually, Fernando, it's an interesting thing.
Good
We have
question,
disabled syncing for Dragon Age Origins and much of Dragon Age 2 as we fix it. And unfortunately, that means syncing is disabled.
Yes.
So
And
I think I've belabored that point enough.
for those of you who are wondering
So
when
to
it...
absolutely clarify,
Oh, no.
Okay, yes.
Not you too, Connell.
syncing is disabled for the moment.
Yes, syncing is temporarily disabled. It will come back, just not right now.
Yes. Anyways, moving on. For those of you who are wondering when syncing will no longer be disabled,
TBD.
yes, TBD. We don't have a timeline for that right now as we are continuously working on it, but rest assured we will let you know as soon as it's back up, and, you know, we'll tweet at you, we'll post at you, we'll shout from all the hilltops in the world. I will personally climb Mount Everest myself and put a banner up there that syncing is no longer disabled, but that has yet to come. So, after all of our... Sorry?
You don't look like a mountain climber. I'm
Well,
just putting that
I
on the
can't say
table.
I've
But it
ever
is recorded on video. Yeah.
Yep, you said it on Twitch. It
I
has to be
haven't
true.
said, you know, I've climbed mountains before. I'm saying I'm willing to do this. That's how much I love you guys. I'm willing to climb Mount Everest, even though I have never climbed a
And
mountain
that's how we lost
before.
Renata.
Yeah, I mean, I
that's
might
one way
be...
to downscale, I guess.
Yeah. It's okay. Halloween is coming up. I'm going as a ghost, so there's my costume. All right, so moving on. Our hot topic of discussion for today's session is, of course, as I mentioned earlier, feedback and how we look at what you guys are telling us. So we've been shaping the Keep over time since its inception with a lot of help from you guys, from your feedback and your suggestions. And as we move closer to launch, I mean, as the Keep is definitely still evolving, and I feel like it's something that will be constantly evolving as the Dragon Age universe. It could expand and grow in the future. But for the time being, as we move closer to the launch of Dragon Age Inquisition, you're going to see less and less new features be added to the Keep. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not listening to you guys. That doesn't mean we're not reading your feedback. That doesn't mean we're not taking into account everything that you guys say. We are, for sure.
She is.
Hey, Brian too.
Yeah.
Come
Oh, yeah,
on.
Brian. Yeah, Brian will talk about that.
Oh yes, Brian's going to talk about that. But yes, so just as we're getting ready for launch, in the upcoming updates to the Keep and stuff, you might see, you know, less big features like the ISS coming out, because we do want to sort of keep things a bit
And the
level.
ISS is the video that Varric narrates,
Yes.
which is the interactive story summary for the probably 100 of you on chat who are spamming what is the ISS.
Yes, yes.
Psychic.
So how we take feedback, the best way to give us your feedback is to use the beta feedback tool. You can see it in the Keep. It's in the upper right hand corner in the little drop down menu. And yeah, so when you put in your suggestions there, it just goes up to a program that we call Usabilla. Connell, if you could please show our Usabilla dashboard, that was awesome. Yeah, so that's just a small snapshot of what we look like. We get or what it looks like. We get hundreds of feedback, stuff, things, words are escaping me right now. We get a lot of feedback from you guys a day, and you know, you can choose if it makes you happy or sad for the most part.
Yeah, so when you say the frowny face, that shows up on a board.
It
and
does.
we get to look at all your frowny faces when you highlight
Every one
things
of them.
and say frowny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits us directly.
It does.
In the
It's-
middle of our
it
room.
hurts.
Brian has to weed through them.
Yeah, sometimes I have to go to the smiley ones just to.
Yeah, just remember what we're here for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there is a lot of good feedback. A lot of things people are happy about too.
There is. And, you know, a lot of the times it is less negative, and, you know, people, and it's understandable. People, the Dragon Age universe is, you know, something near and dear to people's hearts, and they want to see it represented because it's something close to them and important to them, and we totally understand that. And so, yeah, you can also say your feedback on the forums and stuff. Just keep in mind we're not actively reading it as much as we would on the Usabilla. So to explain more about Usabilla, Brian here will be able to speak to that.
Sure. So Usabilla, as Renata mentioned, it's our main way of gathering feedback. So anytime you submit a anonymous feedback, because it is anonymous, so you don't have to worry about we're snooping on you or anything, it tells us some basic information, like you're using Chrome, you're on iOS, so on a phone or something. So we get a little bit of information about that. That helps QA reproduce the issue. We also find a little bit of other information like the browser resolution, but that's about all we really find out about you. From there, though, QA can take that bug. We can start investigating. A forum post, unfortunately, doesn't give us that context. So with Usabilla, we can do the filtering. We can dig out the issues that are affecting people the most. We can find issues by platform. And from there, we can start investigating and trying to reproduce. The other nice thing Usabilla does is it attaches a screenshot. So when you mouse over and you get the choice to choose what you're reporting on, that gives us some direct context. So instead of saying something like, a plot broke, we can say, oh, that's the plot, or that's the choice, or that's the piece of text that they're concerned about. And that really helps us narrow things down. So it makes a big difference for us. It makes going through what is otherwise a lot of data much more manageable.
So how do you sort of, when someone submits feedback to Usabilla, how would you go about, I guess, reproducing that?
So the easiest way is if they provide actual repro steps. Sometimes we get people say like, okay, this is the specific thing, I'm on this platform. So that makes it fairly straightforward. If they say
And
like, it's only in Chrome.
Repro steps is short for reproduction
That's true, that's
steps.
reproduction
Because he's
steps.
just throwing
Yeah.
slang out here
Yeah.
like some sort of
so,
badass.
Sorry. Yeah, so
Bad-
if you get any information
dude.
about what you did, if you can say something like, for instance, yeah, it only occurs to me on this browser, but not this other browser, that really helps QA. Beyond that, we can look at things, like I said, we have the resolution. There's some problems that maybe, for example, only occur on a phone. So we can say, okay, this is probably a phone issue or probably a desktop issue. And beyond that, usually it's, an investigation. Do we know about an issue? Do we know about a similar issue? And then we can start trying to prioritize from there, figure out what's actually happening.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of prioritization, how do you go about prioritizing things like, what's number one, what's maybe a little farther down the list kind of thing when you see feedback come in?
For me, it's a combination of judgment. If it looks like a really, really terrible issue, obviously that gets higher priority from both me and from the team in general.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a very frequent issue, so maybe something that's maybe not very terrible on its own, but happens in a lot of places, or happens every time you log in or something like that, something that every person on the site is likely to encounter, that again kind of prioritizes things a little bit higher. The lower priority things would be very, very specific edge case browsers or resolutions
Opera.
and things like that. Yeah.
Or
Or
typos.
Opera.
Yeah,
Opera.
Opera. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
everything
an Opera user. I'm one of the
One of 12.
50%
yeah.
of the
There's
user
not a
base.
lot, but
Yeah.
I'm an Opera user, but it is a lower percentage user case. So I'm personally biased against Opera. I like it, but I get that's not for everybody.
So the moral of the story, if your bug's not getting fixed, it's because Brian doesn't think you're important.
Yeah, that's not true, but I blame Justin for
TLDR.
not actually fixing them. They all eventually they all get in queue. We do a process called triage, where all the bugs are filed initially, and then we look at them as a group and say, okay, this seems to be the highest priority bug based on combination of what I've seen, what has been submitted through Usabilla comments. People can say like, hey, this completely breaks the site for me. You know, that obviously gives us more information. We can say, okay, this is really high priority, or this has a really bad impact, versus, well, it's broken, but you know, you can get by, you can refresh the page. It doesn't actually completely break your use of the keep.
Maybe you just refresh page.
Yeah, maybe if you refresh the page or something, you know, that'd be worse than if, you know, everything was like if you lost all your world state data. Obviously, that'd be a really terrible bug, and we'd fix that as soon as we possibly could.
Yes. Yes. All right. Awesome. Okay, so our disembodied voice today is Fernando. Fernando, would you like to say hi to all these lovely people?
Hi, lovely people.
So I think we would like to take some questions now, if there are any. If anyone's got something.
If anyone has
interesting.
one, yeah.
Whatever. If not, dance party.
All right. So, since our wardens aren't syncing, I think we've established that one. Will it cause problems trying to add them later to world states that we make now?
No, it should be trivial. So basically all you're going to do once syncing is re-enabled, which it's not right now because syncing is currently disabled, you will go to the hero question on the tapestry. You'll click on it. You can uncheck the little show default heroes. It'll have all your heroes. And if you select your custom hero, which is the same class, race, gender combination as the currently selected generic hero, there should be no changes. Everything will just plug in directly and you'll be on your merry way.
Yes, you see that, you guys? It'll be all good.
All good.
Yeah,
don't worry.
hopefully.
No panic.
Yeah.
And can you talk very quickly about importing information from the Keep to the Dragon Age Inquisition, just for new people who might not know?
Yes.
So bringing your world state over.
Oh, bringing the world state over. So
Yeah.
when you have a world state in the Keep, there is a button on the side. So if you pull open the navigation menu, which is either there or there,
It's on the right-hand
the
side.
right-hand side of the
Yeah.
screen. So wherever, this is my right hand. It is when you select the world state itself, there will be a big button that says import
If you
to
believe
No export.
export to Dragon Age Inquisition, and you will click that button. A beautiful modal will pop up into the middle of your screen and say, are you sure you want to do this? And of course you will hit yes, and then boom, it's done. That is now your active world state when you fire up Dragon Age Inquisition on your favorite platform
And start a new game.
and have the internet connected to it.
Yes.
You start a new game. During the onboarding process, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff about making a character and other unimportant things. But it'll get to the part where it says, Dragon Age Keep has something for you. And then you hit yes, and then you can go play the game or whatever you want to do at that point.
Very cool. I saw this a couple times as well. Will we need a PlayStation Network or Xbox Live Gold account to import Keep onto consoles?
Renata?
No. The answer to that is no. All you need for the Keep is an Origin account, which you can go to origin.com and sign up for one. You can link your PlayStation or Xbox accounts to your Origin accounts, so it will be able to read your rewards and achievements and hero images from there. If you need help doing that, if you go to help.ea.com and search for that, you'll find the instructions there. Unfortunately, I don't have them memorized yet. But yes, all you need is the Origin ID. You can link your gamer tag to that, and then you should be good to go.
No gold.
Now, were syncing issues enabled at the moment, which they're not? Can you adjust a existing hero's world state?
Could you rephrase the question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you swap heroes? Is that-
Well, whenever you have a hero brought in, can you adjust? The
Oh,
world
so
state?
if you made
in
a
the Keep?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a world state and a hero are two separate things, and they can be switched around at will. So, you can change what hero is in a world state, and you can put multiple world states can have the same hero. So they can be juggled around completely at will on the website. Once you have uploaded a particular hero up to the Dragon Age game, and you are playing Dragon Age Inquisition on your platform of choice, at that point you can't juggle it around. But up until that very moment you create your game, you can freely switch out which Hawk and Warden you've decided to take with you on your adventures in Thedas. Your Thedas.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. Hit the point.
Mm-hmm. Good work.
Marketing.
That doesn't make up for everything else.
Will return to Ostagar be in the keep? At least the fate of Kaelin's body was imported into DA2 and second chance for Dog.
It's one we've talked
I
about.
guess in general.
I know it's definitely been a common request from the fans. It's one we've talked about. I don't think it's in yet, but I think it's on our. We would like to add
It is on our radar.
Yeah.
That plot in particular. As we mentioned in last week's Twitch stream, we're always adding new plots based on your requests, and we also have a poll currently up in the forum that says, which plot do you want to see added to the keep? So there's one for DAO right now, but there will be another one coming up for DA2 and also DLCs, so you may or may not see that included in there. But it's definitely on our radar, and if you want a plot, spam usability.
Yeah, usability. we do track usability.
Yes.
We try to look at it as every single piece of feedback.
That's basically Brian's job. That and meetings.
Yeah.
That
is a lot of my job.
A lot of meetings.
Also, we have usability up on our big screen too, so we can see your feedback as it comes in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looms over us.
It looms over us.
Excellent.
It's like Big Brother.
When the keep fully releases, will we be able to somehow test its connection to our consoles before DAI is out?
Will we? That's a good
Well,
question.
the keep, from the keep side, if you can imagine, there's a magical box somewhere out on the internet that holds your world states. The keep will fail magnificently if it doesn't get to that box. So if you export your world state and things don't go down in flames, it is up there. Testing whether or not the game can pull it down, no, there's not really anything, but I don't see the need.
If your console can connect to the
If your console can connect to the internet,
you can access the Keep website, other websites in general. Sorry, if you can access the websites in general on your console, then you should be able to download it. It should be just a general internet connection
so
required.
trust us.
And if it does fail to download from the Keep,
The disembodied voice has
the
something
game
to
will
say.
make it fairly obvious that
The game will say,
yeah.
we found nothing, and then you can...
Then we can go into troubleshooting after that.
Then you can talk to Justin.
That'll be Justin's
promise.
personal problem.
it'll fall on
Justin's
me.
Twitter handle is I am Sparky, by the way, 2 Ks. So go right ahead.
Live to regret that.
When does the keep go open beta? Since I seem to have terrible luck with invites.
Aw.
So if you kind of missed signing up for the beta, what are
Yeah.
your choices now?
I don't know. Can you commit to a date, Renata?
Not currently, but it is coming soon. Don't worry, it's
have
coming
codes.
soon.
Yeah, we have codes.
Yes, we still have codes. So there are still keepers hosting giveaways for codes. So Tumblr is a good place to check for that, and Twitter as well. But like we mentioned before, the Keep will be going to open beta sometime in the next few weeks.
And if you are signed up but just haven't gotten lucky enough yet, you will get in before we do go wide open. So
Yes,
you do have that going for you.
So if you're worried where your invite is, it's coming
Eventually.
soon.
What is the average DA Keep dev team workday like? Do you, for example, discuss things a lot in a group?
Yes, a lot.
Whether those things are work related is a different matter.
Well, let's see. In the morning, we have our scrum. So everyone gets into work at, well, depending on what team you're on, usually around 8:50 scrums start. And those go for sometimes up to an hour. And that's basically everyone across all the teams, from the boss services in Montreal to anyone we have outsourcers working, to the developers here in Edmonton. And then we sort of talk about what we did yesterday, what we're doing today, problems rise up. right behind me, when we sit in our desk, we have a little pod. Communication's great. Fernando is within earshot, so if any feature needs to come screaming in at the last second, he can just come over and hit us till it's in. Leah is right over our shoulder, so she's basically always asking us what's up and why aren't things in, or telling us that we promised to do something or some craziness like that.
Yes.
Brian is between me and Fernando, and so he can basically yell at us and say things are broken. There's a lot of yelling, in case you haven't guessed.
But it's not like angry yelling.
No, it's,
Oh yeah, no, of
No.
course. We would never admit that publicly.
no.
No.
So basically, and then the developers stay really late and work really hard and abandon their families and have sworn a life of celibacy. And that may or not be true.
There was this fine print in the contract.
Yeah, they get you with that
Yeah,
every time.
They only release the chains at like 8 p.m. Anyway,
But yeah, so tons of communication. I'm regularly in contact personally with producers, writers, developers on the game. There's a lot of communication. And I'm talk with Brian daily about bugs coming in. It's back and forth. Your feedback gets to us. There's a sickening amount of communication.
Yes. We also tend to IM each other frequently, even though we're all in the same room. But sometimes it's just faster.
Progress.
Yes.
Technology.
Sometimes it is
We're with
faster,
it.
especially for files and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you're Justin, you'll IM people your passwords.
Oh, by accident.
Yes.
All right. Will the ISS play once you import your world state into Inquisition? It would be a great way to start the game.
No.
I don't believe
No.
so.
No.
Ask us again.
There's a
Lily.
disembodied head off to the left who may or may not be Fernando, and it's
Yeah.
saying no.
No.
Yeah.
So no.
Okay.
No,
Then
unless you have the keep up on another.
Yes, you could open
Yes,
up the keep
you
as a
could.
second screen experience and catch yourself up on that, and then jump to the game, but that would be on you.
within the game itself. Too.
No, nothing within the game.
No.
Are there seemingly small decisions that have large ramifications when deciding the stories of previous DAs?
Ooh, ramifications for Inquisition? Ooh.
Yes?
Talk about how many
I'm
choices.
yeah.
Yeah.
you guys wanna
Oh, I want to be
that's
that
not a
person.
bonus
I want to say yes. Yes.